Let's bring in Huffington Post contributor Jim Moore, and is the author of the forthcoming book, Adios, Mofo. Why Rick Perry Will Make America Miss George W. Bush. That's the book coming out. I can't wait to read it. Is Mr. Moore, is John Huntsman spot on or just desperate to get some attention, or both? What do you think?
I think he's spot on, Ed, and in fact he's doing the Republican Party a very big favor, because basically what he's doing is trying to see if there's any sane and sober people left in the nominating process of the Republican Party. His strategist, by the way, is John Weaver, another Austin guy who is a very intelligent, issues-oriented guy, an honorable fellow in an often dishonorable profession, and I suspect John Weaver and John Huntsman sat down and said, let's not go over there and dance in the dung with them. Let's try to appeal to intelligent people and see if we can have an intelligent discussion on the issues. And Huntsman is calling their bluff.
You think this is going to work? I mean, Huntsman has really hardly showed up to the game so far. I mean, could this be a game changer for him?
I think this is his only chance, because he doesn't have a chance trying to out-Perry Rick Perry. He's not going to be more conservative or more radical than Michelle Bachmann, so he's got to talk about the issues. He can't go over there and talk about global warming and say it's nonsense, and he's not going to be the anti-science guy. He's got to say, look, we're destroying our party by taking these positions. Let's have an intelligent and rational discussion on things that matter to this country. This country is not wrapped up in the abortion debate. It's not wrapped up on trying to suggest that evolution is nonsense. There's some settled science surrounding these things, and this is an intelligent man acknowledging that, hoping to salvage his party.
Intelligent man, no question about it, has served his country and done it honorably and is well respected. You told us last week on this program, and we got a lot of response on it, that you thought that Rick Perry was a waltz to get the nomination. Now, let's say Perry gets the nomination. How does a John Huntsman come out, who is respected in the Republican Party, how does he come out and say, yeah, Rick Perry's our guy, and he should be president with all these radical views? I mean, doesn't this really separate the Republican Party in more than a few ways?
I think you're completely correct in that this is going to split them down the middle, and I really don't see John Huntsman holding his nose and saying, yee-haw, Rick Perry, we're all the way to the White House. John Huntsman really can't do that kind of thing. So if Rick Perry is, and I still believe that he's going to waltz to the nomination, when he becomes the nominee, he is going to have a very difficult time going back and getting the people in his party who appealed to John Huntsman and to whom John Huntsman appealed. So the fix-up that comes after that is going to be really complicated when you've gone way out to the right-hand edge of the cracker and said the things that Rick Perry has said. I just don't see John Huntsman at any point in the future, Ed, coming back and saying, boy, am I excited about Rick Perry. I think Mr. Huntsman walks away very quietly and gets on with his life.
And I would speculate to say that maybe Bruce Bartlett does the same thing. Maybe Karl Rove does the same thing. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't think Karl Rove is ever going to endorse him. There's a long history there of separation, and Bartlett is the same, and everybody in the Bush family who supported him and who are supporters of the Bush family and the Bush candidates, they're not going to be very comfortable supporting Rick Perry. I think there's going to be a real complicated problem within the Republican Party when Rick Perry becomes the nominee.
But it just seems to me that Huntsman so far is the first one to step up and say, you know, Houston, we got a problem in the Republican Party. After all the rhetoric, this guy seems willing to stake his candidacy and his campaign on, hey, I'm the normal guy. I'm kind of a Bob Dole Republican. You can talk to me. And if this doesn't work, I mean, if he doesn't do a little bit better when it comes to name recognition and polling, and maybe not very well in the next debate, I mean, this really is proof positive that the Republican Party has no chance of moderation whatsoever in the next election cycle.
I think that he's gone fishing. He's trying to see if there's an actual beating heart of sanity within the Republican Party and within the nominating process. But right now, the people that control the Republican Party are not listening to John Huntsman. People on the left, even people in the center, moderate Democrats are looking at John Huntsman and sitting now and saying, hey, you know, I might cross over and vote for him. But the people on the right who love Rick Perry and who love the things that Michelle Bachmann is saying, They aren't going to go there. And the problem is going to be a very difficult one for the Republican Party to unite after this process. This primary is going to beat the heck out of the Republicans in a way that Obama might not even be able to beat them up.
Jim Moore, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much. Looking forward to the book. Mitt Romney thinks a $12 million home is inadequate. Donald Trump wants to steal Libya's oil. They're both nuts, in my opinion, but only one of them gets the honor of being in the zone tonight. Stay with us.